All right. Okay. So week 3 of Instagram training. And so we've done content, we've done stories, and today we're going to do engagement. So, keeping with engagement, you want to make sure, and I talked a little bit about it with content, I think, but keeping with it, you want to make sure that it's consistent, because the more organic reach that you have, that's how you show up in more people's like suggested feeds. That's how you show up more when you hit like the explore button and then you see like coaches photos, or you see coaches videos, or you see like suggested stories and stuff as you scroll. So you want to make sure that you keep engagement up. The biggest thing is, I know we talked about Tailwind a couple of weeks ago, and there's actually another one that I didn't know about. Rachel Hollis talked about it on the call that she did, the webinar that she did for coaches. It's an app, and you put it on your phone, and it's called Planopoly. And it's free, and you can schedule your Instagram posts. And she talked about it like you've got a day that your makeup's done and your hair's done, and change your shirt, change your, shoes, and take a handful of different photos, and then you have that content. But what stuff like that's going to do is it's going to allow you to make sure that when you do post, you're going to post at the same time every day. Whether you do 1 post a day, whether you do 2 posts a day, you set them so that they're always at the same time, so that the algorithm gets used to sort of seeing that with you. When you get comments, you reply to every comment on Instagram. And when you reply, you at least 3 words. Otherwise, Instagram, the algorithm won't count it as like a comment. So, like I always reply, and then like I always say like, thanks, and then like I add something else, just so that it registers. And the more that you do that, it's like Facebook. It's like bumping your own post on Facebook. It just will continually sort of try to keep it in the feed. Again, with your post, like with the content, you want quality over quantity. Like save the crap for like stories and like be real stuff. When you are commenting on other people's posts, if you are engaging with like potential coaches or potential customers, and you're liking and commenting on their posts, that's at least 4 words, so that it'll keep it in there. It'll keep it in their feed. I don't know why one's 3 and one's 4, but that's what has sort of been working with everybody, and that's what they're saying, so I just go with it. You want to, where is this? Engage on the pages of people that would have followers that you would connect to. So try to stay away from people who follow Joel, people who follow Sean, people who follow, especially Carl. Like, stay away from, like, they're already coaches. So, connect with people who follow, what's that girl's name? Kayla, and says, however the hell you say her last name, I'm talking about. People like her, people like, who's the other girl on Instagram?
So I follow them and engage with the people like that follow them.
Yeah, I would. And then I would go like, because they'll have millions. Kayla, she's got like 20 million followers or something like that. So yeah, that's a great person to go and follow. And then as you see people that are commenting on her posts, I would click on their names and see if they sort of fit your vibe. Okay. And I would like stalk their page a little bit, like a post or 2, leave a comment or 2, And if you really feel like they're definitely somebody that you want to interact with more, I would follow them. But a lot of times, if somebody's going to come back and see, oh, who's this person who commented? If they like what you have, they'll just follow you anyway. She's a good one. Here, but you look like, or you go to like the explore tab and you see like who's there. I mean, I tagged Joel in something, so now my feed is all, my explore thing is all coaches. Like I'm looking and I'm like, oh, like if you're searching, or if you check like, well, we'll talk about it more next week, but if you are checking out, like if you hashtag, I don't know how to pronounce it, that stomach thing. Yeah. Like if you hashtag that, click on that hashtag and you see people that are tagging it, just go in and sort of like see what their feeds look like. Like that's a great way to start to find people and then promote, just encourage engagement. And then engaging with somebody like Kayla, like liking and commenting on her post is engaging with influencers so that you're going to see more of stuff like that in your feed. That's going to allow you to find more people that are what you're looking for. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it's not like Facebook in the sense where I think I heard like for Facebook, if we were to like her page, then it's gonna pop up on like our friends' pages and suggested pages for them.
No.
So then it's kind of like taking away from Beachbody if they're gonna go to Kayla. If that makes sense.
Yeah, because people won't see. It's not like on Instagram where like if I come on Instagram, it's going to be like, good morning. Hey, look, Sabrina liked all of this shit. Like,
yeah,
you're not going to see that. If it's going to show up anywhere, it might show up in their Explore tab. But if they're a regular person, they're not Explore. They're coming on Instagram to scroll their feed. So that's why once they do follow you, you want to make sure that that content is good and that that content is engaging so that they can sort of get there. Engage on pages of people you want to have followers you would connect to, engage with influencers, and then engage with potential coaches and clients. So like Jen Richardson talks a lot about how like when she goes through her feed or she's got people that she's following, especially new people that she follows, she'll find like 5 or 6 that she really feels like would be really good coaches. And she's like, I'll basically almost stalk them to the point that like I'll follow them and then like she'll put the like the post notifications on for them. So she'll see when they have a new post and she'll go and she'll like it and she'll comment on it just to really start that engagement. And the way to do that is when they post something is to always ask a question so that they'll come back. Like, my God, this is a great photo. Where was it taken? Or my God, I love this picture of your kids. Were you guys on vacation when you did, like, where was your vacation when you took this photo? Like just little stuff like that so that you can kind of get to know them a little bit. But building that relationship on Instagram is different than it is on Facebook. And then the other thing is you can always join. Some of them are free. Some of them, I'm a big fan of free. But my computer is not doing anything. My computer is, so there it is. There is, I'll post this list in the event. But the other thing that you can do is some are free, some charge a small amount of money, a few bucks, is you can join an Instagram pod for engagement. And basically It's used to help you count your Instagram engagement. And it's basically like it's some weird formula about like your likes, your comments, of your last 10 posts, basically. But a pod is basically like a private group. You either have to like request like a membership, like through basically a Facebook group, or you pay a small fee. And then once you're like accepted into the pod, you're basically required to like and comment on a recent post. And there's different rules to sort of how they work, but it's basically to keep engagement up. It's to like increase your organic reach, increase your content ending up on that explore page, building new connections. It can kind of go either way. People say that when you're doing that, the reach is not organic because the engagement isn't real, because you're all sort of like agreeing to like and comment on other people's posts. But regardless, Instagram hasn't sort of figured that out yet. Like, cause you're not a bot account, like you're a legitimate account. So it's way different than it being like actual fake engagement, because you're not using like fake accounts. But there's a whole list. I think there's like 100 and something in here. That you can, there's like a boss girl bloggers, there's like a fitness Instagram, girls in business, all these different engagement pods that they're basically Facebook groups that then you would click the link and request to join and sort of check it out, see if it's something that you would want to try and see. And if that's something that appeals to you, then I would say like try it for a month and sort of see how it works. But I'm trying to see if there is. Right. The only thing is when you use certain pods, some of the people that are in it may not really have specific interest in what you're doing. But it doesn't mean that if you join a pod, it doesn't mean that now you don't have, hi, Pumpkin! Good morning. He's so happy. Just because if you join a pod, are you leaving? Will you grab me the monitor before you go? Just because the people that you are in the pod with may not have specific like interest in what you're doing, doesn't mean you don't now have a whole group of people you can go and look at their followers list and sort of see if that's people. Do you know what I mean? So you kind of have to say like people will sort of either rely on it. Thank you. Is he up? All right. Thank you. I'll see you later. If you're using a pod to rely on to build your following, it's not going to work. But if you want to use a pod to sort of help boost your engagement a little bit and find a whole new group of people to follow and engage with, then I think that it's a great idea. He's so cute. Good morning, Doodle.
He's literally just like kissing himself.
You're so handsome.
Yes. Shoot, I was going to ask you something and I forgot what it was. For Instagram, should we still be doing like, we talked about how we're not just a Beachbody coach, you know, so like I do a lot of the same like school things with the girls and cooking and healthy foods and baby led weaning stuff. Like, is that for Instagram too? Or
So, personally, I feel like that could go either way.
okay.
If you really want to draw towards that niche of moms and grow your following of specifically only moms who do things like baby led weaning, like only like that very specific market, then go for it. I very rarely do photos of my kids on Instagram. And it's not like a privacy thing. It's just, I try to make that more business oriented than Facebook, which kind of has the mix of like the family and the kids and the work and, you know, everything else. Like I try to keep that separate. I know some will say no kids. Like some will say no kids, and like don't put your kids on Instagram because you're posting. And the thinking behind that is you're posting less often on Instagram than you're posting on Facebook. So if somebody is looking at your feed and they're trying to figure out what you do for a living, and all they see like your last 6 photos on the block are all your kids, they're going to be like, oh, this is just another mom posting photos of her kids all over Instagram. Now, that's not to say if you've got the girls working out with you, would you not like do a story with it and then post the video? That I might do. I would just,
or like healthy meals,
like if they're cooking with you. Yeah. I mean, like that the kids will eat healthy, like how, like if you look at Ilana's feed, how she's every once in like, it's her. And every like 5th or 6th photo, she's got one of her with her daughter and their meals.
Yeah.
You know, I sprinkle mine in, not a lot though. Like, oh, it's been a while. Like my last photos of the kids were, I posted a picture of Elena's recital a month ago. And then before that, I think it was like Easter. Like I just kind of sprinkle them in every couple of weeks.
So this is all really just like business based.
Yeah, I try to keep Instagram more business based because Facebook gets inundated with my kids and my day-to-day life and everything else. And you can post a million times on Facebook, but if you're only posting once, maybe twice a day on Instagram, you want to make sure that that content is good quality. Plus, if you go and you follow, like, we're going to do hashtags next week, but if you were to go and search, like, where's my hashtag? If you were to go and search, like, mom of 3, like, there's no business posts. It's all babies. So, like, if somebody's going to follow that hashtag, I mean, you kind of wouldn't follow that to build your business because I don't see a single, oh, there's one. Nope, that was about her clothes. Like, what I see when I follow that hashtag is like a bunch of like professional photos of moms with their kids. Like I was following like hashtag Dallas moms, and every time it came up on my feed, I'm like, this is just a mom posting like a professional photo of like their newborn baby photo shoot. Like, this is a dumb hashtag for me to follow. Like, it doesn't make sense. So it kind of goes kind of can go either way. But if I'm only posting a couple of times, once, I usually only post once a day. I don't even think I posted yesterday. I don't think I posted on there in like 2 days. I try to keep it like my work and my lifestyle as opposed to my family and how the kids fit into my lifestyle. That way. Oh, I have to put my Linktree back in. I don't know what my Linktree is. I want to save this page.
Do you keep track of like everybody's like Instagram feeds that you comment on?
No.
No.
There's no way to.
Okay, I was going to say that's going to be really overwhelming.
No, somebody asked when Jen did her call on Instagram a few weeks ago for a bunch of us, somebody asked her that and she was like, hell no. She was like, how am I supposed to keep track of, especially if you're trying to grow your following? Like there's really no way to do that. The only thing I would sort of keep track of is if you find those like 4 or 5 people that you're like, holy crap, like these are my people. Like I need to like learn more about them. I need to do this. And if that's the case, then you either just follow them and like turn on the post notifications for them, or like write down those 5 user, you know what I mean? Like you track those 5, those 5 people that you really want to start commenting, like liking and commenting on their posts and really sort of trying to build engagement with. But other than that, I mean, there's really no way to do it. I had set up a pipeline on Streak and then used a plugin. So when I got a new follower, it would like throw them into Streak because I was like, oh, I'm going to track that. I don't have time to do that. Like it's dumb. The only thing I do is if I start following people and then I see them in my feed and I realize that they're doing Lift 4, I realize that they're coaches, I unfollow them.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them in my feed. My mug is chipped. But other than that, not really.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I don't know where my notebook is. I'm trying to think if there was anything else related to content that I wrote out. I don't think so. Where's my notebook?
There was a NWC a while ago, and maybe it was Jen that did it.
Say that again. Sorry.
There was an NWC a while ago, and I think maybe it was Jen that did it about Instagram. And she was saying like she follows like 100 people a day, like 100 new people a day.
Yes.
And then there's like an app. I have it written down.
Cleaner.
That basically will tell her if they're following her back, and if not, like stop following them.
Yeah.
That seems a little overwhelming to me, but like, is that something that will go into the algorithm where like if you start following people, they start seeing your feeds too, or not really?
No, it won't. The algorithm won't work like that. Do I not have? All right, where's my? List? All right. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, 100 people a day is a lot. And we'll get into that and do a week on that. But I think that's probably it for engagement. Hold on.